Hello everyone, welcome back to Explore to the Max. I am out here in the Sierra Nevada mountains, high up, I believe for between 10,000 and 11,000 feet. And I'm out here on one of my trips to go survey frogs that I'm doing with UC Santa Barbara. But today, since I have a little bit of free time, I thought I'd try and show you two very cool montane and alpine animals that live up here if I can go look for them. So I'm going to go look around and see if I can find them for you. So let's get started. So the animals that I'm looking for are found in the high Sierra habitat, usually um, at the elevation of whitebark pine, which is these trees, or above. And they also like to be on the edges of boulder fields like this one, where they both have cover and protection of these rocks where they can escape from predators and also get access to small grasses and vegetation around there. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this type of habitat, see if I can find them. So there's one of the things I was hoping to find. That is a yellow-bellied marmot. So they're basically relatives of the groundhog or woodchuck in the eastern United States, except these live in the western United States. And they also live at high elevation. Because as I said, we are between 10,000 and 11,000 feet right now. And while they have relatively general habitats for a high montane mammal, they generally like open rock habitat like what we are right now. And then they feed on the grasses and bushes and other plants that live up here by rock piles and big boulders. So I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer to him. Another cool thing about marmots is even when you don't see one, you can usually tell where one likes to hang out by looking for their scat. So you can see the poo there. I didn't get a chance to get closer to that marmot. He got away before I could get much closer. But this is the rock that he was on. And you can see there's poo everywhere. So he clearly likes this rock, either just to look out for predators or to bask in the sun to get warm. There he is again. He moved quite a little bit. I think it looks like he's foraging. But there he goes in his hole. The marmot came out of his hole again, so here he is. So they, like most of the mammals up here in the high Sierras, do hibernate in the wintertime. So they're only active during the summer, which makes sense because their food is only available in the summer. And since the temperatures get freezing cold up here and the ground is just covered by feet of snow, it makes a lot more sense for them to get into a nice cozy home underneath a boulder and just rest during the winter and wait for the spring and summer to come. Just one last look at the marmot before I move on. Okay, well, we're going to leave this guy to it. We're going to continue looking for the other animal that lives up here. So here's what I've been looking for. This is a pika. It's a relative of the rabbit, and they live throughout a lot of the western mountain areas, but they only live at high elevation and in the sort of habitat that I am looking in right now, which is boulder fields and rock slides that are surrounded at the bottom by vegetation that they graze on. Oh, he's grooming. That's cool. They're very skittish. It's taken me a while to get this good a video, but you're seeing this for the first time. Uh, so the really cool thing about them is they're only active in summer. Like a lot of mammals up here, they hibernate because the ground's covered with snow for half the year and plants don't grow, which is what they feed on. They feed on plants. During the summer, they have a lot to do because they not only need to feed themselves during the summer for their immediate hunger needs, but they also store food for the winter because they sit out the winter under boulders and in the rock slides. And so they'll spend their whole summer moving up and down these boulder fields, collecting grasses and different vegetation, and then bringing that down to where they live inside the rock crevices. So yeah, they're really cool animals. Definitely one of my favorite species up here in the High Sierra. There he is again in much better light than before. So as I was saying, only live at high elevation, only active during the summer, and they spend their whole summer collecting grass and other vegetation. There's another pika over there. One more thing I'd like to mention about the pika and marmots is that both of these animals, the marmots to a lesser extent, but both mammals are suffering from the impacts of climate change. So both of these species require very cold temperatures in order to survive. And if the air temperature on average warms up, that means it's too warm for them to swim out. They have really thick coats of fur to keep them warm, and that's an evolved trait. It's really hard to change that. So as a result, they are dependent on having a certain temperature range, and because of climate change, the temperatures in the Sierras are warming. And so what scientists have been seeing is that pika have been moving upslope farther and farther up to go where the temperatures are cold. And that's fine for right now because there is still a decent amount of uphill that they can go to. But eventually, if the trends keep continuing, they will have nowhere else to go because they will have reached the top of the mountain and there's nowhere higher they can go. Which means eventually, if these trends continue, the pika and the marmots may go extinct up here in the Sierras, along with many other different animals that require the specific habitats and temperatures that are here. So, as you know, stewards and caretakers of the world, we need to be aware that this is happening and do what we can to minimize our impacts on climate change and try and teach others about what we can do to keep global temperatures from rising. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was fun and educational for you. And if you like what you saw here and want to see more videos, please subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.